Zero's best motorcycle review: quick, relaxed electric roadster with very low running costs. In 2020, electric motorbikes seem to be divided between ultra-premium £20,000 plus tech-laden flagships and ultra-affordable, sub-£5K Chinese-built scooters and 125 substitutes. In between those two extremes, it's slim pickings to find an electric motorcycle at average petrol bike money. But one offering is the Zero's. Officially it's £14,190, 2020 price, though a £1,500 government grant leaves £12,690 for an owner to find. That buys a reasonably quick yet relaxed roadster, 59 brake horsepower peak power, 86 miles per hour top speed, which is incredibly simple to ride and costs peanuts to run. The range and recharge time realistically limit its role to the daily commute and short leisure rides, which is also where the relatively basic chassis parts feel most at home. But if you face a regular round trip of 70-ish miles, have a garage to recharge it overnight, and hate handing your hard-earned over to petrol companies, this offers an interesting emissions-free alternative without a stratospheric price tag. This isn't our first go at reviewing the Zero's. Previously, in 2017, we put a 6.5 kilowatt-hour version of the ZF13 model to the test. Read our 2017 to 2019 Zero's ZF 6.5 review here. Ride quality and brakes. Fully adjustable Showa suspension at both ends sounds promising, though the ride quality lacks the plush sophistication you'd expect from a £13,000 bike. At steady speeds on smooth surfaces it's fine, but try to ride sportily or on rough roads and the suspension turns harsh and loose. Steering is quick and easy, thanks to its surprisingly light weight, just 190 kilograms on our scales, identical to a Triumph Street Triple RS, along with sharp steering geometry, a tiny 80 mm of trail, and skinny tire sizes, 110 front, 140 rear. Brakes look basic given the bike's price, just a single disc up front with a sliding two-piston caliper, though you do get braided lines and, of course, ABS. That said, there's enough stopping power for normal riding, especially given any conscientious electric rider will want to maximize range by riding smoothly and using the motor's regeneration as much as possible. Engine. The S is powered by Zero's Z-Force 75-5 electric motor. It's totally air-cooled, and with no gearbox or clutch there's no coolant or oil to change come service time. Instead, it's direct drive, with a low-maintenance belt between motor and rear wheel. That means it couldn't be easier to ride, just twist the throttle and it goes. You can't ever be in the wrong gear, plus it's impossible to stall. Peak output is 59 brake horsepower and 80 lb-ft of torque, though the lack of a gearbox limits thrust at the rear wheel. In full-power sport mode it pulls away from a standing start briskly, rather than mind-blowingly fast, then carries on pulling with smooth, linear, consistent force all the way to its restricted 86 miles per hour top speed. No doubt it could go faster, so the limiter is likely in place to preserve range and not overstress either motor or battery. Reliability and build quality. There's arguably a lot less to go wrong than a petrol bike, given the lack of moving parts in an electric motor. Early Zeros suffered a few hiccups, though the quality seems to have improved a lot in recent years. That said, between the simple single-color plastics and some of the slightly industrial-looking fixtures and fittings, it still doesn't have the same overall air of build quality as a similarly priced petrol bike. That's understandable, given so much of the budget has to go into the battery and drivetrain. Funnily enough, the one bit most riders might fret about, battery life, is actually one thing that's unlikely to be a problem. Zero offer a 5-year, unlimited mile warranty on the battery pack, and rate it as good for well over 100,000 miles, over 240,000 miles at city speeds, before capacity has dropped to 80%. In short, it's designed to last the life of the bike. Value versus rivals. Tricky to gauge, because it depends on what you consider a rival. If you're looking at other electric bikes, it's half the price of a Harley-Davidson Livewire or a fully kitted Zero SR/S. If you're looking at other daily commuter roadsters, it's twice the price of a Honda CB500F. Beyond that initial price, running costs are phenomenally low. A full charge costs around £2, depending on your electricity rates, which works out to a fuel cost of just 2-3 p.a. mile. Ride 60 miles a day, 5 days a week and you'd save around £100 a month over a typical 50 miles per gallon petrol bike. Equipment. Electric bikes might sound futuristic, But the S's spec list isn't cutting edge in 2020, especially when you consider its price. An LCD dash would have looked super flash 10 years ago, but in 2020 even a 3,800-pound KTM 125 Duke has a color TFT display. The Zero S has 3 riding modes, Sportage Eco, plus a custom mode whose settings are adjusted via Bluetooth using a smartphone app.